I'm going to try to do something with these fiberglass panels on this excavator, because they just look terrible. All of this here was done by the previous owner to try to fix this terrible design with these fiberglass panels. You can see where they put pieces of metal in here to try to fix where it cracked. Fiberglass is not good for hinges or joints or anything like this, and that's what happens. So I'm going to try to get rid of all this stuff that they've put in here and fix this the correct way. See, on this side they've got another piece of metal. They tried to sandwich it between and kind of bite the fiberglass to keep it from cracking. So we'll see if I can come up with something better. I suspect this thing's gonna fall on my head. There it goes. It must be better if they just made this cover just removable without a hinge. Just make it so you can just take it off. Because you can't really work on the machine anyways, because it's right in your face. This piece actually doesn't look too bad. Really, the main problem is here. You can see they have this thicker piece that comes down here, but right where the actual hinge mounted, it's smashed and compressed, and there's not much rigidity left there. And then also where this thing mounts, it's kind of broken open around there too. There's that. It's hard to even tell where the original hole was. I'm thinking what I can do is grind this whole thing down, well, this side anyways, to get all this black. I don't know if that's still the paint or what that is on there. No, I guess that would be the paint, the yellow. I really don't know. I'm gonna grind that off a little bit, get down to where I can see fiberglass, and then I've got some fiberglass resin and some stuff like that I'm going to try to fix this with. And I've never done that before, so that'll be interesting. This one's a lot worse. They put nuts and bolts everywhere and metal to try to brace this thing. That's too big. That's probably the factory hinge there. And they've got some custom work. They even put like, they shove like nuts behind there to like space it out, I guess, so this wouldn't compress. They're not even secured to anything really, but all of this was all done by someone in an attempt to keep this hood from falling off more. And look, that entire corner is all cracked out. Huh. All right, I'm gonna get rid of all this stuff and then we'll go from there. That's that metal piece that they put on top. They should have just made this whole thing from metal in the first place and this wouldn't have happened. Why is this still stuck? All right. All the nuts and bolts gotta come out of there. Wow, look at that. No wonder they were trying to fix it. Look, the fiberglass is just separating. This, I guess, is what's supposed to support it, but you can see it's just coming right apart. And then this over here, I'm assuming had something like this, but not anymore. I mean, the rest of it's okay, it seems like. It's really just, it's the hinge side. It's this. I mean, it's everywhere they put a hinge. It's here, all of these, this entire part that was flexing like this. Look, I mean, you can't make something that flimsy and expect it to last. It's just stupid. So, I guess I can try to fix all this. I'll figure out some way to attach. I'll figure out some way to attach the hinge a little better. Maybe I can figure out something like that to put over here. So I think that's how it's supposed to go. So that's fiberglass right there. And I think all this other stuff is like old paint or something. It's like, some spots you can see where it's like chipping up. I don't know, that could be fiberglass too. I'm not sure. I'm gonna get it all down like this and then we'll put a fresh coat on top. Because I don't think I can paint over this. I don't think it's gonna work real well. Alright, I'm back out here the next day. It was pretty slow going on that. You can see I got it ground down pretty smooth to bare fiberglass here. I was using this type of wire wheel. I don't even know if that's a wheel, but whatever you call that thing, that's what I was using. But today I'm going to try this. This seems like it's a little stiffer, and maybe this will work a little better, because it was just like painfully slow. So we'll see what happens. All right, this one's almost too aggressive. Like I can barely touch it, and it takes it right down to the bare fiberglass. So, I mean, I wish I kind of had an in-between, but I guess I'm just gonna have to use this one and be really careful, because I'm definitely making more progress this way. But I mean, I'm barely sliding it across there, and it's just eating it right away. So it's definitely faster. I just got to be careful. All right, check this out. Hard as a rock. So I think that's gonna work. I got the metal behind there. So when I put the hinge back on, I'll just drill new holes through this. And yeah, man, I think that's gonna work. That is super rigid. It really worked well. So I'm gonna patch this little hole now. All right, that should keep it from coming through to this back side. Not quite. Well, if I smash it down. There we go. Okay. I got some of these little loose fibers that I think is what you're supposed to use for this. They're just like chopped up. I'm probably making a mess here. I mean, worst case scenario, I have to sand it down a little bit. That's okay. But yeah, that looks pretty good. All right, this dried up, but it sunk down in there a little bit. But that's fine because I'm gonna put a new coat of fiberglass over this whole thing just to fill in some of these. These are all like divots where I made them with the grinder trying to get the paint off. So I'm gonna put a coat over the whole thing. So I'll fill that in, I'll fill these little holes in here. And then after that, I think this piece here should be ready to go. As far as like paint and stuff. So this one over here is gonna be a lot more challenging with all these cracks and stuff. I figured I'd practice on the easy one and see how it went. So far so good. Let's put another coat on here. All right, I got it pretty smooth by just filling in the little holes with Bondo and then sanding and kind of repeating that over and over. So now I'm gonna put some primer on it, fill in some of these spots that don't have it, and let it dry, and we'll be ready for paint. All right, this is supposed to be Caterpillar yellow, so we'll see. See how it works. All right, before I go any further on this, I want to make sure I can figure out how to mount it, because right now all I've got is this metal piece that I've embedded in there with fiberglass, and I've got to attach it to this hinge. So I've got an idea. I don't know if it's going to work, but I basically need to figure out where these holes line up on this piece here. So that's what I'm going to try to do. All right, I think that's going to be it. So now I got to mark. All right, I don't know how well this is going to work. Actually, I don't even think I'm going to be able to get this marker in there. Maybe. All right, I got it kind of marked. All right, there's one there and there's one there. All right, that's good. I just wanted to tack that there. Now I'm gonna go make sure it's in the right spot before I go all the way around. All right, I checked it again. That's the mark where the hole is on the bracket, so we're just about perfectly in the right spot. Man, good thing I don't do this professionally. All right, I think that's good. That'll hold. I have no doubt it'll hold. It's just, I mean, it don't look pretty, but you know, it is what it is. All right, and then I gotta build it up just a tad bit more, so I'm gonna put this one on top. All right, I'm gonna call that good enough before I
embarrass myself further, but I think that'll serve its purpose. It's not going to go anywhere. Of course, it looks terrible, but should be fine for what I need it for. All right, so I double checked it again. That's the mark where the hole is. So this should go right about there. All right, I'm just gonna tack it there. Let's do the one on the other side, and then we'll stick them in and check them before we go any further. I don't want to weld that whole thing on there. All right, now these will go down through here, hopefully. It's close. There it is. All right, cool. I mean, it's pretty much going to go like that. See, they just slip right through, and then I can just bolt them on there. So this will definitely work. And it goes right where it should be. All right, let's finish that up. Try not to get this fiberglass on these threads. And I'm fresh out of paintbrushes, so I use a stick.
fine. I think that'll work there. So, all right, let me mix up some resin. I was like, well, I'm just gonna start wrapping up paper plates. I had a paintbrush, but that ruined it pretty quick.
I guess it would harden it.
That was easier to paint this stuff on. Kind of brush it on there.
Do you want me to hold the metal so it stays?
No, it's okay.
Okay.
I'll get it. I'm just trying to get it coated. It won't harden up for a little bit, so.
Okay.
All right, I'll just let that harden up, and that should be fine. Alright, I'm gonna try to line these pieces back up. See, that should be like that. So, try to hold it with this wood while I put the fiberglass on there. I don't know how well this is going to work. See, right there. That's going in. Okay. All right, well that got them kind of on the same plane, but they still kind of need to be adjusted a little bit. Pretty even. This needs to go like that though. All right. All right, now that's not going anywhere. That's where it needs to be. Everything's lined up. So we should be good to go on that one. That's good. Now that can't flex that much. I still don't know which way they're supposed to go. Try it like that. There's like a smooth side and then a fiberglassy side. I'm sure it goes one way or the other, or maybe it don't matter, I don't know. It seems to work either way. Another layer on there. All right, let's let that dry and see what happens. It's pretty well saturated. So that should hopefully take care of those holes there. And then I'm gonna have to put something, see these supports are completely broken off. This is where the hinge mounts over here, and it evidently had some sort of support structure around it that just cracked and broke, because that's what fiberglass does when you use it like this. Should never use fiberglass on hinges. It never works well. And I got to do that one over there too. Let's see which one's longer. There's that. Screws almost hold it in place. Look at that. It's like I planned to do that. Alright, I'm gonna try to get this one to cover this hole on the side here. All right, I'm back out here a day later or so. It's all dry. You can see it turned to, like, you know, solid fiberglass, obviously. It takes forever to dry. I don't know if I'm doing something wrong or if it's just because it's been a little cooler. It's been like 65, 70 degrees, and as far as I know, this stuff's supposed to start setting up in 20 minutes or tops. And, you know, this has taken 3, 4, 5 hours to get hard, and it's kind of frustrating because you want to kind of get it all done, but each time you do, like, you know, one piece, you have to wait all that time. So it's kind of going slower than I thought, but it is what it is. So I think now what I'm going to do is put some pieces of metal in here to kind of reinforce this. These are where the hinges mount here, and there was another one here that broke off, so I don't know what I'm gonna do about that yet, but let me get some metal in here and start reinforcing this top part, because let's see if I flip it up. Oops. There's I'll get it to sit right there. You can see how it's cracked all down through here, so I'm gonna put metal this way and this way to try to brace this, and then hopefully I don't have that same problem in the future. Oh, look at that, they came right out. I was worried they might get stuck. The wood stuck. It's like stuck to the wood. Oh, there we go. Okay, that's not too bad. So there's the patch it held, and everything's now lined up. So then we can go over this with more fiberglass and patch all that in. Whoa. There it is, it came off. Still all put together, so. You just hear a lot of cracking and snapping. It feels like it's breaking, but not really. Where that wood was, it basically, almost like a concrete form, it just kept the fiberglass right where it needed to be. So that's really cool. So now I can go over this with some more of these fibers and more of the resin and fill all this in and hopefully make it super strong.
All right, this is where Shep and I are at on this panel here. I put a coat of paint on it, and now you can see all the low spots and imperfections. And you really can't see it that well until you put the paint on, and then the gloss kind of shows you. But I'm gonna go ahead and sand this down again and try to get this nice and smooth like the other one, because it could definitely be better than this. All right, I just put the last coat of paint on here, and they're looking pretty good. Now they just gotta dry up. But yeah, they're looking, I mean, they look almost brand new. So I ran out of paint, and I went back to Tractor Supply to get more of the Rust-Oleum, and they were out of the Rust-Oleum, but they had this stuff, and it's still Caterpillar yellow, but it's a different brand. And this stuff's actually cheaper by a lot, I think. I think the Rust-Oleum was like 15 bucks, and this is like 8 or 9 or something. But this stuff seemed like it worked a lot better. It didn't run as much. It seemed like it stuck, like adhered a lot better. Like it was a little thicker. The Rust-Oleum, it kind of, in a lot of spots, it would start to run and put little, you know, drips and stuff. And that's probably my fault. But this stuff here was a lot easier to actually spray and apply and get a nice coat. The only difference I noticed, this stuff seems like it takes a lot longer to dry. So I don't know if must be a different type of paint or something. But also, this stuff I think matches the color a lot better. It probably doesn't show up on camera, but this, I just painted it with this, so that's that color there. The Rust-Oleum, you can see it's kind of on the cardboard here. It's a lot more orange, which I don't think matches as well. I think this stuff matches better. So, and I know there's like different versions of cat yellow, but for my machine, this stuff definitely, the color is definitely a better match. So we'll see. I don't know how long it'll hold up, but so far this stuff definitely seems to be the way to go over the other stuff. But we'll see. Gotta let these dry, I think, for 24 hours, and then we can put them on the machine.
just about falls right in place. Goes like that. Sitting right on the latch where it would have, there was a handle here, so where that latch connects, basically here, this latch up here is connecting perfectly with that, so I'm gonna call that good enough. This one's a bit trickier. See how this works. I mean, pretty well. I mean, the whole machine's kind of wonky, but all right, there's the handle. It's locked for some reason. All right, she's looking good. I mean, the rest of it not so much, but man, that panel there and this one over here, yeah, that looks really good. It's the best looking thing on the whole machine. So the only piece I'm missing now is this piece here, and it's kind of like a pie-shaped piece that covers this corner. And Caterpillar wants $870 some for it, so I'm obviously not going to pay that. But it's about, I mean, give you some perspective, it's about as long as my forearm. It's not real big. I mean, I'm thinking I can probably build something. So it attaches here and here. I think it has something that slides over, and then you push it down, and then there's a bolt that comes through here that secures it. So and I guess it probably has some overlap over here. It looks like something probably fit in there, so I don't know for sure because I never really had the piece to begin with, so I'm just kind of guessing here. But cool, yeah, they turned out well. That looks a lot better. All right, I just put this together. This is basically what needs to go here. So it kind of has like this taper in it here that kind of follows the line of the machine around. And yeah, so I got to try to create something that does that. All right, this is what I came up with. Just use a piece of field fence here, and it follows it pretty well. So I think what I'll try to do is put fiberglass over this, using this as kind of like the skeleton, and then get it perfect from there.
got tired of being itchy, so I designed this. There. Now the fiberglass dust and all that can't get on me while I'm grinding. I'm going to attempt to repurpose this into some brackets for this piece I'm working on. All right, here's what I got. So I took those shelving brackets and I made little brackets here, and I just secured them with a drywall screw for now. And it does go through the other side, but I'll patch that. So they're gonna hang down like that. And basically the idea is they'll hang down and then I'll drill holes in them. And then when I slide it on, it'll slide over this one and this one here. And so it'll slide on that way, and that'll lock it in place here. And then I think it was hooked here. I didn't have the original cover, so I'm kind of guessing here, but I'm gonna put a bolt down through here. And with those 3 points, I think that should secure it. That's just, as far as I can tell, that's how it was, how the original one went on here.
check this out. I put another coat on here, fixed a few of the little bad spots, and this thing is looking good. I mean, there's a few little marks, you know, here and there, but I mean, this is more than I could have hoped for something that I created myself. So, and I didn't have to pay, you know, almost $900 to the dealer. So let's try to put this thing on and see what it looks like.
All right, yeah, look at this. That's the underside. It's looking good. Let's see if it goes on here. It should. There she is. Right like that. Actually, I was gonna put maybe some rubber grommets, but it fits on there pretty good. Like, you know, it's not moving a whole lot, so I think I'm gonna keep it right like that for now. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. All right, so here it is on the machine. You know, the lines don't line up perfectly, and you know, but I kind of carried this line through, and I kind of carried that line there, so we've got this flat profile that goes around, you know, and it doesn't meet up quite exactly right, but I mean, this thing started as a piece of field fence wire, so I mean, this is pretty good, I think. I mean, I got that all pretty even, got the lines approximate, you know, but that looks really good. I'm pretty proud of that. All right, yeah, that looks really good. This was only $30. The dealer wanted like, I don't know, 80 or something. But I found this one on eBay, and I mean, I'm pretty happy with it. We'll see how it holds up. But yeah, man, this thing's looking good now.